Hello. It's been a while. Name's Zachariah. And welcome to another Flosstube that I haven't made in like a month and a half, maybe two. Whoops. It's middle of February. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so there's that. Don't expect anything festive from me. I may have a partner, but I don't do Valentine's stitching. At least at this point in my life, that's not a thing I'm usually into. But I thought, because it's my first video of the new year, I know, a month and a half in, we're doing great, that I would do I thought we would start with kind of a run through of my more vintage patterns, because, it's really easy to get inspiration when Cross Stitch the Globe is doing a D-stash, and I've gotten at least a few of these from her. I don't remember which ones. I know I got a few off eBay and a few from thrift stores. I think one from Etsy. I know the one from Etsy, but I'm not 100% sure which ones I've gotten from Cross Stitch the Globe. So, I have two more that I just ordered, and then a couple more that are in the mail now, but Canadian Postal Service is a wreck. We're still recovering from the strike at the end of last year, around Christmas. Packages are going fast now, but mail is not. It's gonna be a hot minute before I see any of the mail that I've been recently getting. So, I'll show you guys those when I get them, but I'm gonna just show you what I already have. One of which being something that I almost bought another copy of before realizing that I hadn't. But anyway, let's hop right in, I guess. Oh, I could show that to you later. Anyway, sorry. It's been a hot minute, and I'm not super well versed in making these regardless, because I think this is only like, 5, 6? Not very many of them. So, don't really have the formula down yet. So bear with me. It's going to be an awkward time. A fun time, awkward time. So, if that's your vibe, hit subscribe. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Anyway, we're doing books first. I think this is also in order of how I got them. This one, I got at a thrift store and I was thrifting with my aunt. And they're all tiny little patterns. And there's like a bunch of them in here. And I haven't stitched anything from it yet. But like, there's little things you could put on like shirts and stuff. And hearts and flowers, that's on theme. Not gonna stitch it, but it's on theme. So, there's some little makeup things. There's patterns there. Whoopsie daisy. But, I wonder when this was published. 1992. That explains a lot. It's cute though. I like it. For reference, I'm 20. My family does cross-stitch, but one of my family members does cross-stitch based off of Pinterest patterns. Another one, I've seen cross-stitch maybe 3 times in my life. And another one, she's my grandma. She's the main reason I wanted to learn how to cross-stitch. But she mainly did needlepoint, particularly petit point. And she would spend, basically, I think my aunt said, like, my aunt's entire life working on these. And it's a whole set. There's, I want to say 7 or 8 of them, and they're gorgeous. Unfortunately, she can't do that anymore. She still knits, but she can't hold the needle because she has Parkinson's. So I learned how to cross-stitch before she got Parkinson's, but then when she was diagnosed with Parkinson's, I made a big project for her. It took me like 3 years. Because I wanted her to have another big piece and a new thing to look at. And also, I was the only woman in our family who hadn't made her something yet. So, there's that. I think that's why I like vintagey stuff, because as much as she doesn't have a whole lot of cross-stitch all over her house, I know this is the kind of thing that she probably learned how to cross-stitch with. It's also just pretty. Like, let's face it, they're pretty. But, anyway, tangent aside, that's the first book. I can't show you everything in here because honestly they're like all over the place, although that's cute. That's really cute. It's like animals. I'm not religious, so there will be a few things here that have religious text that if I stitch it, I will not be doing the religious text. Mostly just because even if the text is something that per se I vibe with or I like the sound of, I feel like me being not religious, it would be kind of weird for me to have that up for display in my home. So I'm just trying to be respectful in the not having that, you know? But that's just me. Anyway, next book. I only have 2 books. Maybe I have 3, but the other one is a variety of crafts, not necessarily just cross-stitch. But this one is Next Steps in Cross-Stitch. And it's got some cute little things that encourage you to, like, try new things you may not have done before. I think it's got some, like, beading, and, yeah. Simple cross-stitch, blending threads, double cross-stitch, stitching patterns, decorative beading, applying ribbons, knots and loops, semi-sheer fabrics, simple gold work, and painting and dyeing are all the categories that it has to, like, introduce you to more. And I thought that was really cute. Like, that's the first simple one. And where's the one off the cover? Oh, this one's really cool too. But it's really pretty. So, when this one was published. This one first published in 1996. So, don't know if I can really call it a vintage thing yet, but it is a little on the older side compared to me. That would have been 8 years before I was born. That's kind of insane to think about. But, yeah, that's my second book. And then everything else I have is little leaflets or, like, single pattern things. I've shown my Mirabilias before. I know I have a lot of older ones of those. Not necessarily like older, but like early 2000s. I don't remember which one of my things it was. It may have been the second. So like if you want to know which Mirabilias I have, you can go watch that video. But this is one that, because I'm also going to do a little bit of whip parade, this is one that you're going to see one of the patterns in my whip parade. But it's all like kitchen things. And by Carol Wilson Mansfield. But they're super cute, and there's like a bunch on the back here too. I don't know which year this one would have been. 1979. Which is kind of interesting because it's like my favorite one. And then there's some more. I'm making the apple pie one, but I also want to do the lemons one and the strawberries at the very least. I might also do the coffee one because my dad's like a fanatic coffee drinker, but it doesn't very obviously read as coffee in the way that he drinks it, so I might not. Oh, probably also gonna do this bread one because I love bread. It's like my favorite thing to ever exist. Food-wise, anyway. Which is kind of an Achilles heel when you're trying to lose a bit of weight. Anyway, this is the lavender and lace that I almost bought a duplicate of. Because it's so pretty. And I did not realize that I had this. I don't know how I got it. I don't know where I bought it. I just apparently have it. Maybe this was part of my Mirabilia walkthrough, because I knew I had another Bella Filipina in there. So maybe I had this at that point. I don't know when I got this. But it's County Fair. And it's so cute. And, like, I'm glad I had that restraint and then realized in digging through my vintage patterns that I had it. Because it's really pretty. One day. One day. This is the one I bought off of Etsy. And this is the one where I will either be replacing the text or just straight up not stitching it because it is a Bible verse. But it's just a bunch of trees. And I'm really fond of trees. So it works. I just need to get a piece of fabric big enough for it. But it's so pretty. And like the corners, I believe, are apple trees in different times of season. Yeah, it looks like it. Which is just adorable because I'm sure you'll find out I like apples. Ideally green, but baking is predominantly done with the sweeter or more tart red ones, as I'm sure many of you know. And apple crisp is like my favorite dessert. Nothing tops it. Haven't had it in a long time. Should make it. It's not exactly hard. But it's like my favorite dessert of all time. So, apples hold a soft spot in my heart. This one was definitely eBay. I know that. I remember that. It's really cute though. It's a little thing for every season. I'm thinking maybe next year when I'm further along in the massive project that you guys will see at the end of this. Maybe I'll show it first. I'll show it first because this is going to get long and not everybody wants to watch something that's like 30 minutes to an hour. But, it's so cute. And even like the borders are different and like, they're really cute. I love them. There's like little knitting basket by the fire and the winter one. It's really cute, okay? It's adorable. So there's that. What year is that, actually? Hold on. It's got an address. It's in Georgia. Could stitch these on the 14 count that I have, because I'm currently in a dilemma. I have some 14 count from other people buying me cross-stitch fabric that don't necessarily know about cross-stitch fabric, and I don't like 14. So I've been running into some issues there. But yeah. I just might not know where to find what year this is. But I can't tell what year this is. If anybody knows what year that is, feel free to let me know. Because I'm curious. It's got a very specific style, and I'm not well versed in the styles. Although with this one, I am 90% sure that I got this one from Cross Stitch the Globe, and it's 1992. It's a little apple sampler. As I said, becomes very obvious I like apples. But it's so cute. Like, look at it. I love it. I love it so much. It's so cute. I just, like, it's a color pattern, which I'm not very good at. But it's adorable nonetheless. Like, I will make it work. It's so cute. I could probably make that work. Except the margins would be kind of shit, so I won't be able to frame it. But it's adorable. You will find that's the main reason why I buy vintage patterns. I think they're stupid cute. They're adorable. But that's all of those that I located again. I think I maybe have a little bit more, but I can't find them. And I might just be thinking of the ones that I've purchased that are on their way. In which case, obviously, I can't find them. They're not here. But yeah, that's all of the vintage stuff I have. Put this between the books for now so they don't fall down. I'm going to show you guys my knitting and then we'll get into the whips. Because I don't think I was knitting this last time I talked to you guys, or I had just started or something. But for those who aren't aware, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new ones of you guys, because I don't have a whole lot of followers. But I have made a lot of progress on this, and I was taught how to knit when I was like 10 by same grandma I was mentioning earlier, and then I forgot how. And then I randomly saw this yarn, and I went, I want to learn how to knit again. So I bought the stuff, and I went online, and I found a pattern, and then I realized, oh, this pattern, too hard, can't do it. So I'm pulling stuff out my butt, but since I'm making a scarf, it's not that hard. But look at how long it is and how pretty the fabric is. I'm technically not knitting it since I'm using a purl stitch, but whatever. There is a little bit of actual knitting stitch in here. There's this band of slightly different texture, and you can kind of see it at the end of the black there. Because I did 10 rows of purl, because when I started this, I was just going to do 10 rows of purl on each of the ends, and then the rest of the scarf be knit. But then I found that I didn't like the texture of the yarn as much when it was knit. It's a lot more dense the way that I knit. I think my tension is a lot tighter. So I did 10 rows of that, and then I went back to purl, and then the rest of it is purl stitch. Because it's very fluffy, it's very stretchy, like, I vastly prefer how it feels. And I'm making this for me, so who cares what anybody else thinks, or what level of skill I'm doing this at. This is the furthest I've ever gotten in a knitting project, even when I first learned. So, I'm just proud enough of myself there. But, like, it's so pretty. It's so good. It's like 14 inches almost wide, because this is a 14-inch needle, and when I cast on, I did the entire length of the needle as much as I could do. So it's huge. And I'm making it as long as I feel comfortable. I've never had a scarf I really liked, so I'm still probably not going to really love wearing this one, because I just hate wearing scarves. But at least it'll be something that I put a bunch of time into, and I enjoyed the process of making it, and I retaught myself a life skill. Next is crochet. Because I knew a little bit of crochet, and now I don't anymore. So next is crochet. But I need to finish this before I let myself get into another yarn situation. You know how it'd be. You get too immersed in like 20 different crafts, and then suddenly you don't have a life outside of crafting anymore. And, I will gladly live that life when I'm retired, but at the moment, I'm about to start a new school program. So I kind of can't, because school is really a lot, and you have to take it home with you. It's not like a job where most jobs you can leave it at work. School you take home. So I can't have 50 crafts that I want to be spending all of my time on. I want to have just a couple that I really like, that I spend my time on. So for now, it's going to be finishing knitting my scarf, cross-stitch. I want to get back into reading more. I've been getting back into reading, but I haven't actually finished a book in like a year, which is a problem for me because I used to read like 50 in a year. But that's also when I was a kid, so things have changed. Anyway. Sorry, kind of feel like I need to sneeze, but I also don't know how to edit, so unfortunately you're going to have to deal with me leaving the pauses in. I'm trying to learn. It does not mesh well with my brain. My apologies. But we'll get into the whip parade now. So, a lot of these are probably don't have that much progress, but you know, new year, gonna show everything. You know the drill. You've probably been on Flosstube for a hot minute. I'm probably not your introduction to Flosstube. Not big enough for that by any stretch. But this is my Mirabilia Mermaid of the Pearls. Last time I worked on her, I think I finished this dark brown. And so now I just have to go... There we go. I have to finish this section of her hair. Over here. And then all the gaps are for beads. And then I think after I finish the stitching for her hair, I'm going to change to her skin, which I want to try to do 1/1, but I have no idea how to do that, so we'll see if I can figure it out. And then once her skin's done, I'll do her tail, and then I'll do the beads. Not that I'm entirely sure how I'm going to do that, because I have not beaded something this big. But, I do have a scroll frame now, so I'll probably try to see if I can get this onto that and then stitch it on a scroll frame. Because I've seen a lot of people doing their Mirabilias on scroll frames, and it seems to help with beading, but I don't know. I also have a Q-snap, but that's got something on it right now. I also am not entirely sure I like that, so it'd be how it be. We're figuring things out. Now, the next thing I absolutely haven't touched in a while because I put it down after I hit my year goal on it, and I haven't picked it up again because, well, you'll see. But this is a Dimensions kit. I think it's called Summer Bouquet. But this is just a wall. And then both of those gaps are paintings, I think. And then further to the side is a window. And then the main focus is a big bouquet. Which, let's see if I can, yeah, there. All the breaks in the stitching there is one of the leaves on the bouquet. He's got a little turtwig. Isn't it so cute? I love my Pokemon needle binders. They're adorable. I have a lot of really pretty ones, but the Pokemon ones, top tier. So cute. Not the strongest magnet, so I have to be a little cautious about taking my projects places because I might lose my needle. But adorable nonetheless, and very much as strong as I need it to be for my day-to-day. But yeah, no. I really like the texture that using different numbers of thread gives. Because that's all half stitch, as the pattern calls for. But some have 4 thread and some have 1. I think they're all 4 or 1. I don't think there's anything less in there. Anyway, on to one of my biggest projects, definitely not the biggest anymore, but one of them is this. I'm holding this upside down. It's Dance of the Lake Depths, or Dragon Dance of, I don't know. It's by Navid, I don't remember her name. I think she's a Russian designer, but she does a lot of dragons. And this one has a lot of koi fish around her, which you can kind of see with this one, the kind of shape of fins. And I'm really excited because this year when I work on her next, I'm doing orange. I've decided to stop doing exclusively only blue and actually do some orange and get some contrast in there. And I'm so excited. But it'll be a hot minute until I pick her up again because I want to finish first page on my massive project, which I keep hinting at. Because you know what? I'm making y'all stick around if you want to see what the massive project is. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know. But look at the little guy. Look at this Cyndaquil. He's so cute. He's adorable. Oh my god. He does not fit the water theme, but he is orange and blue, and my goodness, that fits. So, we're living with it. Sorry, I gotta move my desk around a little bit. It's not the biggest. And then, we have, and that's for my Vaporeon one, another kit, but this one's stamped, and not the best quality stamped. I'm pretty sure I got a knockoff, but I bought it for $10 off Facebook Marketplace. I'm not gonna question it, honestly. But it's just a bit of a door. That's the furthest I've gotten. It's like a little seaside town. It says it's a Dimensions kit. I don't believe it. Because I've seen some other people in a crossword server I'm in talk about their stamped kits from Dimensions, and they look a lot more aligned and less haphazard. So, there's that. I'm gonna try to pick this up again. Do a different color maybe, get that door to actually stand out. But, yeah. I put the little Vaporeon on it because it's a seaside town, and I'm kind of regretting that because he's so cute. He deserves to be on a project I actually worked on more. But that's the project that's using my Q-Snap right now. Stop sliding. And then, you have this ugly piece of fabric. This one has an Oshawott. But it's the, I think, Stitch Your Own Adventure. I'm blanking on who it's by. I'll try to put links in the description. But I have so many things that's kind of hard. So if you're interested in a specific thing and you want a link, leave a comment if you don't see it in the description, and I'll give you the link. Because there's so many things here, honestly. Like, I don't know if I have the time or the spoons to be listing everything. But this is the beginning of a autumn tree, because I decided to do the autumn version of the tree, without the extra, like, partiness. But he's a little Oshawott, and he's holding my needle. I haven't worked on that in, like, a hot minute. I think I started it and spent a day on it, and then put it down and haven't picked it up again. So, yeah. My next couple are stitch-alongs. This one is the Plants and Petrichor, and I made some progress. mainly in this. It's got a chikorita with a sandwich on its head. Do I know why it has a sandwich on its head? No. Is it adorable? Absolutely. I really like this fabric. It's by Witch's Garden Crafts. It's Petrichor. And it's honestly really good. It's hard to stitch on because it's really dark, and I'm working with a lot of dark colors. But, like, in the lighting that I currently have, it pops so well on camera that it's not even funny. It's so cute, though. I need to work on that one again. I need to work on a lot of things again, but like I said, I'm not doing that until I finish the first page, and I'm like halfway down the first page. Then for the thing that I haven't worked on in God knows how long, y'all know if you've watched more than one of these videos that I have not worked on this in a hot minute. Deadly Aquarium. It's got the beginning of the Barracuda. I haven't worked on it since the Barracuda. I am so far behind. Like, it looks so good, and working on it's not a problem for me, but I have not been able to get over the hurdle of working on it. So I'm gonna kick myself in the butt and at least finish that freaking fish by the end of this year. Because it deserves to not be sitting there, not even being looked at, when it looks this nice. Plus, I have permission to put it up in my bathroom, because I live with my aunt and my uncle, and I have permission to put it up in the downstairs bathroom when it's done. So I need to finish it. So there's that. Probably not this year, though. Oh. I need to finish putting the lining on this, oh my god. But this is my first Mill Hill kit. And I made it as a Christmas gift for a family member. I gave it to her unfinished and then told her I'd finish it, and it's February. I put it in a spot I don't look at it every day, that's the problem. I'll probably keep this out and work on that tonight, and just get the edge fully finished, because I'm putting some felt on the back, and then I'll be Gorilla Gluing a magnet on it. Because it needs a magnet. It's so cute, it can't not be on display. It's adorable. And, like, there's so many beads on it that my lighting right now does not do justice for my hair. Like, it's so good. I mostly made this while I was at school, when I was supposed to be studying. Which is why I'm no longer in that program. Not that I was in the program yet, I was just getting ready for the program. Anyway, this is one of my biggest, I think it's my second biggest project. It's on 28 Count Lugana. It's Warm Witch by, I think this one's Charting Creations charted it, but the artwork is Ivy Dollamore. And this is like the very top corner. And that is a lot of progress. I'm proud of myself for that amount of progress. I haven't picked it up. Again. The running theme, I haven't picked up anything. But I hit its goal last year, and I'm really proud of myself for that. And my goal this year is to double the percent that it's at. I forget which percent it's at. I think it's 2. So I think it's get it to 4 by the end of the year. Which I think is perfectly doable. I just have to actually, like, pick it up and, like, fill in all those gaps, and then I think it'll be at 4. I hope it'll be at 4. At the very least, it'll be mostly there, and then I just have to do a little bit more. But it's so cute. So there's that. And that's 4 more, and then the big reveal. And we're hitting half an hour, so thanks for sticking around. This is, it's called Old Kitchen. It is, unfortunately, I've discovered since, an AI pattern, but it's so cute that, and I started it for my birthday, that I'm not going to stop stitching it, mostly because I can't get a refund for it. So I'm going to fully stitch it. This is one of the ones that I will not be providing a link for, because it's AI generated, and I don't want to promote that. So I'll stitch it, but I'm not going to tell anybody where I found it. But, I don't know, those colors are actually not that bad. I am excited to see how it goes. There's a little gap here because the light hangs down, and then over here is the beginning of a cabinet that goes down. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see the end result, but I'm not happy that it's AI generated and I only found out after getting this far. It's got a little Mimikyu on it because he fits the color palette, and he's like one of my favorites. This is not a whip, but it's in a hoop, so I'm showing you. This will be my first time working on 14. I forgot that this was 14. But it'll be But it's for Flossy Fox Shop, their Winter Dragon something sale, and I've marked off where the first stitch should start. But I don't have the first color, I think. I'll dig around. I recently got a crap ton more thread. There's a reason why it's in a pile over here. So, like, it's in a hoop, so I'm showing you. And the apple pie from the Leisure Arts. This is how far I've gotten on it. And it is so cute. Like, you cannot tell me that that's not cute. That is adorable. And I'm doing it on this oatmeal Ada. I'm pretty sure it's 18 count, because that does not look like any of my smaller counts. It's got a Charmander on it, because I just thought he was cute. And he looked like he was excited to eat apple pie. Which is a mood. So yeah, I'm just working on this apple, and then I'll be working on the pie itself, and then there's some flowers over here and another apple. So, it's so cute, and I'm so excited. And then, second to last, we have this guy. It's by Haunted Frames Stitchery, something like that. But it's their Book of Deadly Potions. I was doing this with a friend. The friend hasn't really been stitching, so I'm thinking I might ask her if I can keep working on it. Well, sorry. It's Kim. Adjustment period. But, it's so cute. And then I want to keep working on it. But I also don't want to pressure my friend to stitch when, he has an injury to his hand. So, like, I'm just gonna be like, hey, can I kind of work on it a bit more? Because I want to at least finish the frame, maybe do the black in the middle. And then we'll go from there. I'm just gonna move this over here because it's making my life a little difficult. Cool. Okay. And then, this. This is my first actual project bag. I got it there was a promotion going on for, like, Christmas time. Where if you spend a certain amount at this place that I go to, you would get a project bag for free. You just couldn't choose it. And I got it. And it's so cute. It does not fit the pattern that's in it at all. But it's little birds. And I love it. And it's, like, not small. Like, it holds a lot. So, that's exciting. But this is the biggest project that I have ever worked on. And some of you, if you're nerdy, may recognize it. But this is the nearly 1 million stitches, first 5 Pokemon generations, epic Pokemon cross stitch by Lord Libidon. It's free. It's just huge. This is almost 1 page. There's 4 patterns making up this full pattern because it was too big for the program, so they had to break it up in 4. And the first and biggest one doesn't load into Pattern Keeper properly. So I have to work off of it printed. I have no problem with that. It's a free pattern. I'm not going to sit here and complain that it doesn't load into something. Honestly, even if it was paid, I probably wouldn't. I would just make do. So, this is the first page out of 62 for the first pattern, and then the other ones, I believe, are less, but I don't think by a whole lot more. Because this one's 500 by 500, and the whole piece is like 798 by 1,000. So, but it looks so good. It's still got some gaps and stuff in it. I think I'm behind on my goal for it because I need to be doing 100 stitches on it a day to have it done in 20 years, or 150 is 15. And like 200 and something for 20 years. Not 20, 10 years. Or 5. I don't know. I did the math at some point. It was a lot of stitches, a lot more than I could manage a day. Because I know my mental health, and that's just not doable for me. But, first page is almost done, so I'm going to let myself work on other things for a couple days, and then I'll work on this again. But it looks so good. It's going to be my biggest project. It's got a little Gengar. I had to get a book light for it because my lighting... change my desk. Lighting's not as good. Because the light is coming from in front of me instead of behind me now. So I can't like lean back and stitch as easily. It puts a shadow over my work. So I got a book light. It's been working. I just gotta change the battery soon. But yeah, it's like my biggest project ever. And I'm glad I pulled it out because that means I'm gonna work on it today because I've just not worked on it since the Super Bowl. Damn, only 35 minutes. Look at that! Whole whip parade and a bunch of other stuff. In only 30 minutes. Because I talk fast. But, yeah. I also got a cross-stitch stand, but I haven't used it yet because I'm not entirely sure if I want to. But I got it for free from a family member. She didn't need it anymore, so she gave it to me because she thought I could make use of it. It's just my problem is my room is tiny. So I don't know if I really have the room to make it work until I get my own place and I can, like, stitch at the couch or something. And then I can just live at the couch. But I know a lot of people do things that way. But I also just have no problem with, I think because I'm on the younger side, I don't have a whole lot of problems with holding it and stitching with one hand. If I do it for like 8 hours, yeah, my wrist gets sore, but I rest my wrist for like a day and then I feel fine. So it doesn't cause that many problems for me to stitch in a hoop. I'm sure I will be grateful for the stand in like 10 years, since I will absolutely still be stitching at that point. But for right now, not exactly something I need. That being said, I think that's really all I wanted to show you guys. And I'm not going to promise that I'll make a whole lot more Flosstubes this year than last year, because my schooling is going to get kind of insane, so I won't be stitching as much, so I don't want to give you like a 5-minute update on what I've been doing if I'm only stitching on this. Like, you might as well just follow my Instagram, because like that basically will get the same effect. So I'm probably not going to be uploading as much this year. I say as if I really uploaded much at all last year. In my defense, I started my Flosstube in like June last year, and like being on camera makes me nervous. That's why I talk so much. So like it would be a big mental block for me to get on camera and just film a Flosstube, so I just never did it. So I'm gonna try to get better at that this year, and then maybe once my program is done and I'm like settled into a new job, I'll start doing Flosstubes more because I'll have more stitching time while I'm at home. But I don't know. We'll see how things go. That being said, I'm going to edit out the awkward pause at the start and end of these things, and then I'm going to post this and we'll see how it does. Thank you for giving me your time. I vastly appreciate it. So, bye.